Hey there, fellow investors. Welcome to the show. It's crunch time, folks, not just for the candidates, but for your portfolios too. The Harris-Trump debate? Forget the pundits. We're diving into what really matters, how this showdown could shake up your investments. We're talking healthcare, energy, defense, infrastructure, tech, the whole 9 yards. I'm giving you the lowdown on which policies matter, which stocks could skyrocket or take a hit, and how to play it smart in this volatile market. We're going to break it down sector by sector, name by name, so you can sleep soundly knowing your portfolio is ready for anything these candidates throw at it. All right, folks, let's talk healthcare, because this is where the rubber meets the road for millions of Americans and for your portfolio. Harris, she's all about expanding coverage, maybe even Medicare for all. Now that could be huge, a real game changer for healthcare companies like UnitedHealth Group, UNH. We're talking potential surge in patients, but also potential pressure on reimbursements. See, UNH, they're a giant, they've got their hands in everything, insurance, healthcare services, the whole shebang. But more insured folks doesn't always mean more profits, especially if the government's calling the shots on prices. Now Trump, he's been trying to dismantle the Affordable Care Act, but it's still standing for now. He's talking about lowering drug prices, which could dent profits for Big Pharma, but UNH, they're diversified, they can handle it. Here's the bottom line. UNH is a powerhouse, but this election, it's a high-risk, high-reward play. If you're bullish on a healthcare shakeup, UNH is your horse. But strap in, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Keep your eyes peeled for any policy pronouncements, any whispers about drug pricing, any hint of what a Harris or Trump administration would mean for healthcare. This isn't just about politics, folks, it's about your hard-earned money. So do your homework, stay informed, and remember, in the healthcare game, knowledge is the best medicine. Buckle up, investors, because the energy sector is about to get a serious jolt. We've got Harris pushing for a green energy revolution, solar panels on every rooftop, wind turbines on every hilltop. And then there's Trump doubling down on American energy independence, drilling, baby, drilling. Now this ain't just a battle of ideologies, it's a battle for your portfolio. On one side, you've got NextEra Energy, NEE, the darling of renewables, solar and wind powerhouse. If Harris gets her way, NEE is going to be riding high on a wave of government subsidies and clean energy mandates. But wait, there's another side to this story. Trump's all about unleashing American energy, and that means oil, gas, the good old fossil fuels. And who better to profit from that than ExxonMobil, ExxonMobil, the king of crude? They've been beaten down lately, but a Trump victory could be just the shot in the arm they need. So what's an investor to do? This is a classic case of picking your horse, folks. Are you betting on a green future with NEE or sticking with the tried and true energy titans like XOM? Do your research, check those earnings reports, and most importantly, understand the risks. Because in the energy game, one wrong move and your portfolio could be left out in the cold. Let's talk defense, folks, because in an uncertain world, one thing's for sure. Military spending is big business. And when it comes to defense contractors, Lockheed Martin, LMT, is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. They build fighter jets, missiles, all the high-tech weaponry that keeps America safe and their shareholders happy. Now, here's the thing. Both Harris and Trump, they're all about a strong national defense, but their approaches differ. Trump, he's all about beefing up the military, spending big on hardware like LMT's F-35 fighter jets. Harris, she's more focused on cybersecurity and modernizing the military, which could mean a shift in spending priorities. But here's the kicker. No matter who wins, LMT is likely to benefit. They're already raking in billions in defense contracts, and with tensions rising around the world, that pipeline of government money is unlikely to dry up anytime soon. Now, LMT isn't without its risks. Cost overruns, ethical concerns, these are all factors that could put a dent in their bottom line. But for investors looking for a piece of the defense pie, LMT remains a solid bet, regardless of who occupies the Oval Office. Just remember, folks, defense stocks can be volatile, so keep your seatbelts fastened and be prepared for a wild ride. All right, investors, let's talk infrastructure, because both Harris and Trump are promising to rebuild America, but their visions couldn't be more different. Harris, she's all about green infrastructure, high-speed rail, electric vehicle charging stations, the whole shebang. And then there's Trump. He wants to build roads and bridges the old-fashioned way. Now, this isn't just a debate about concrete and steel. It's about which companies are going to reap the rewards of a massive government spending spree. On one side, you've got Tesla, TSLA, the electric vehicle juggernaut. If Harris gets her way with her Green New Deal and her push for electric cars, TSLA is going to be printing money faster than a Tesla Model S can go from 0 to 60. But hold your horses, because Trump's infrastructure plan could be a boon for old-school industrial giants like Caterpillar and Cat. They make the bulldozers, the excavators, all the heavy equipment that's going to be needed to build those roads and bridges. So what's an investor to do? Well, it all comes down to your risk tolerance and your investment horizon. Are you betting on a green future with TSLA or sticking with the industrial stalwarts like Cat? Listen up, tech investors, because the political landscape is shifting, and that means big changes for the tech industry, especially when it comes to data privacy. Both Harris and Trump, they're talking tough on regulating big tech, but their approaches are different, and that could have major implications for your portfolio. Now, Microsoft, MSFT, they're a behemoth, a giant in cloud computing, software and gaming. They've got their fingers in every pie, and that means they're exposed to any potential regulatory changes. Harris, she's been vocal about reining in big tech, strengthening data privacy laws, and holding companies accountable for how they use our information. That could mean more scrutiny for MSFT, more compliance costs, and maybe even fines. Trump, he's been more focused on using antitrust laws to go after tech companies he sees as having too much power. Now, MSFT hasn't been his main target so far, but that could always change. Here's the thing about MSFT. They're a well-managed company. They've got a ton of cash on hand, and they're constantly innovating. They're the kind of company that can adapt to changing regulations and come out on top. But that doesn't mean their stock price won't take a hit in the short term if the regulatory environment gets tougher. So, what's an investor to do? Well, if you own MSFT, you need to pay close attention to any policy announcements, any new regulations, anything that could impact their business. There you have it, folks, a whirlwind tour of how this election could impact your investments. We've covered healthcare, energy, defense, infrastructure, and tech, but remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The market is a wild animal, and elections can throw it into a frenzy, but don't panic. Stay informed, do your homework, and remember, long-term trends are your friend. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day noise, focus on the fundamentals, and you'll be all right. Remember, political events can cause short-term market volatility, but it's crucial to focus on long-term trends. Diversify your portfolio and consult with a financial advisor to make informed investment decisions. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more insights on navigating the financial markets.